Metonymy and Axiomatics. Metonymy is a change of names, as when the cause is mentioned for the effect, or the effect for the cause, the container for the thing contained, or the sign for the thing signified. Kirkham's Grammar, page 223. In short, confusing a noun for a verb. So, if we have two and only two parts of speech, coupled with recursion, we can also confuse one container for another. This is why we define our terms prior to using them in formal demonstrations. If one confuses the noun and verb, then the result is simply gibberish, no real reason for calling one simple transposition by many names. It might be fun to read a few dictionaries to see how the writer of the dictionary tried to explain it. One can example any number of expressions for, cannot comply with a naming convention. What do we mean by cause and effect? If one takes any line, and pars it at some point, and if they can do it with an interactive figure so that they can move that point side to side, they will see that in cause and effect, we are simply stating that given any unit, that proportion A of the unit implies proportion B such that their sum is the unit itself. Now imagine that for every derivative one makes of addition and subtraction, one has to try and explain cause and effect in terms of the resulting particular equation. Every time you speak in terms of mathematical operations, you are speaking of cause and effect. Equal processes rendered upon equal things produces an equal result. No need to actually claim that each different operation produces some new name to call it. Ignoring this, one can never decide how many so-called axioms there are. We can always recursively apply some imagined new equation when we are simply parsing one thing. We end up with a set of irrelevant names equal to the number of parsing behaviors of some one thing. If one is prone to this type of behavior, then they are exhibiting the meaning of words without wisdom. An increase in the number of names does not result in an increase of knowledge. The part is not greater than the whole. The part, or parsing, does not create any difference at all. If you imagine that it does, you end up as a madman who claims that a line is composed of an infinite number of points, which is no different than claiming your chef can wave a knife in the air an infinite number of times to produce dinner. In case you do not understand the above in terms of so-called axiomatic systems, axiomatics are the confused delusions of the illiterate. Parsing is part of the definition of a thing, in of itself. It is called a noun. Once you have comprehended the definition of a thing as the simple process of naming the two elements of a thing in the perceptible, and now combine those two names to name the thing itself, which is an intelligible, you are confused as to the perceptible portion of a naming convention with the intelligible portion. The first recursion is just that, naming the two elements of a thing, and then naming them as a group, which produces the definition which already implies complete induction and deduction. The insistence on axiomatics is only a demonstration that one did not understand the naming convention itself. Complete induction and deduction means exactly that, there is no toll road collector. Now, go farther, and apply this to religion, government and psychology. This mental ability exhibits what is commonly called evolution. Once one waves away the perceptible portion of a naming convention, they also wave away the intelligible portion of it. This is called mental suicide, or brain dead.
False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the mind with evil. Phaedo by Plato,